Grand Rising Soul Siblings, it's Shay Seeking from American Aborigines Unchained, here on YouTube and in the Facebook group. So again, today, I don't know, I'm dealing with a little bit of a migraine here, but I decided that I wanted to go ahead and read this. Usually I pick up a book, I have my favorites, just to see if there's something that I may be missing or need to, it's usually something on my heart or on my mind. And I'm trying to figure out which way, with so much going on in the world and so much going on within our minds, our body, our spirit, something is usually guiding me towards something. And today it was the Colburn Bible, because I remember I wanted to do this a while back, a couple of weeks back, but I wasn't able to do it. And then it kind of just, when my phone messed up and I just couldn't get to it. So again, I decided to pick the Colburn today. And I was reading something, but then I said, you know what? Let me go over here to the Destroyer, okay? Because I feel like this is what times that we in right now. So maybe the people would like to hear this message. And I know a lot of people don't even really probably know what the Colburn Bible is, nor, have they ever really read it. So I decided to go ahead and just read a portion of it, okay? So it says the Destroyer Part 1. Men forget the days of the Destroyer. Only the wise who know where it went and that it will return in its appointed hour. Okay? It raged across the heavens in the days of wrath. So again, it goes back into the biblical text when we were just talking about the wrath of God and this judgment, and wondering if this correlates with this dis-ease that's going on, and then other things that are going on different levels in the spiritual realm, this worldly realm, their hidden occult and esoteric information. So again, you have to think of it all in that type of way. So now it says that, and this was its likeness. It was as a billowing cloud of smoke, enwrapped in a ruddy glow, not distinguishable in the joint or limb. Its mouth was an abyss from which came flame, smoke, and hot cinders. Now, in two ways, this is making me think of something. It's making me think about the spirit that the media tries to display or tries to get to rise out of the earth, meaning us. And they wrap it in things like global warming, when they're really monitoring what's going on within the original gods. Okay. So they wrap it in terms like this in order to hide the fact of what's going on within us, and trying to make it and display it as some form of act or some type of world stage, right? Or they try to cover it in something else other than just keeping it 100% real. Or just stay on one side of it and not talk about stay on the what you can see with your eyes, the ones on your face. Well, again, that wouldn't even be a good way to put it. Okay, so that you see with your eyes, and cloak it with something. They're always trying to cloak what's going on within us with some other terms, okay, using, again, spelling to cast spells, right? All right. So that reminds me of what's going on with us even spiritually, in the mind, right? Okay. And it also reminds me of what I've been seeing in the night sky for the past couple of weeks. Sometimes I sit out in my sunroom and I just wonder And, I've seen lots of things, strange things occur lately, um, in the form of smoke signals, as one may say. Um, and then lots of movement with these people and with their flying and their objects that they're flying around, um, like drones and things like this at night, um, moving so-called luminaries and stars in the sky. But lately I've noticed that it's just a thick hue, and you can see them even behind the thick hue of clouds spraying the trails, right? And I'm always wondering, what are they trying to hide? What are they covering up? But like I said, the last couple of weeks, if you look up, you'll see that there's a copper burnt orange tone in the sky. And you may look in some portions of the sky. And again, this is going on days and days and days and days and days in a row, there, and then there's these dark spots that almost look like black water. It's just like, it's so dark, darker than the sky normally is, like an abyss, right? And then you have other areas that look blue. So, there's a lot going on above us. Again, why they want you to now start being in the house at a certain time. They're going to start implementing these things. Okay. And you just have to wonder why. And again, the same thing with the smoke from the flame that is burning within us. Okay. So it says, when ages pass, certain laws operate upon the stars in the heaven. Now, these are just the luminaries in the spiritual way. This is also talking about what's going on within you, because again, what's the workings of the mind have been cloaked in the luminaries and the stars and the sun and the moon. All of this stuff is cloaked in the inner workings of the mind as well. So, But again, on this physical realm, if you're already engulfed with that in the mind, then these people will be able to see. So when it says something like that, those who have an ear or an eye, or let those who have wisdom, this is what it's talking about. Because again, we will be seeing something different than other groups of people. Okay. So you already have this within you. The gates have been opened in the mind. And so you can clearly see what's going on. You may not be able to depict every single thing that they're doing, but just the point is that we see that there's chaos in their heavens, on this worldly, the stage that they have set up on the backs of our ancestors and the original gods. Okay. If that's what you want to call them. So it says, when ages pass, certain laws operate upon the stars in heavens. Their ways change. There is movement and restlessness. Okay? There are no longer constant, and a great light appears redly in the skies. So again, so we're seeing this in the actual skies that that you see above you when you go outside. They're also watching us to see what's going on and what's going and fueling within us. Excuse me. And we can also use what's within us to see what is going on in their heavens, which is this construct or the firmament that has been set up on top of the earth. Okay? In order for that portion to prosper and the earth to stay stagnant or asleep. Okay, or trodden down, subdued, replenished. When blood drops upon the earth, the destroyer will appear. Okay, and mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. Now, I can't remember exactly what the name of that volcano is, but we see something going on. Okay, and when blood drops upon the earth is just also reminding me of, again, how they keep on showing us someone that looks like us, whether they're staged or not. They keep doing this. It will deliver an outcome or a narrative. So regardless of what it is, with the mass majority of people believing that they're seeing what they see, the outcome will still remain the same. You see? So it's important to know and see what they're doing to see how weak they are. So the wise will see how weak they really are when these things start to occur, because they're having make these things occur. But at the same time, the outcome will be real. Okay? So that's what I'm saying about them keep putting these things, these rituals, these sacrifices, these things right in front of us in order to kindle that fire that's burning within. Okay. So again, the mountains will open up and belch forth fire and ashes. You see, and so again, we're starting to talk about this breath again, and how they want you to cover up your mouth. And we see pictures again of antiquity of so-called slaves or darker pigmented people with these masks on their face in days of old, looking like as if they are even metal masks. And again, the excuse for this, covering up their mouths with these things, is so they won't eat crops. But it looks to me in the image that the whatever they were working on or tilling would not be, what can we say, anything that you would be wanting to eat. You see? So let's keep going. So it says trees will be destroyed and all living things engulfed. Now again, trees sometimes are again, from what my knowledge of things, trees are planted. Again, family trees are planted. Just the same way that you see some of these older Bibles with these older Bibles that have family trees in them, because again, they have uprooted that name or that tree and planted themselves in that book in order to become the portion of that tree that you can actually see. Okay? When again, the roots are hidden. The tree, the roots of the soil, the earth, the ground that these plants and these trees and these grasses that are in the wheat and all of this stuff that sprung up from the earth, not necessarily in America, but again, this whole thing happened throughout the whole world, right? Supposedly. So again, these trees will be destroyed. And again, if you think about when it's talking about this world and it's collapsing, who are the people that own most of the homes? Who are the people that own most of the businesses? Who are the people that are actually suffering right now as if they are on punishment because of some type of judgment, because they have seen fit? They don't see that. See, there's something planted in you. When the time comes, you should be arising. You should be coming to the the surface, or you should be going back in time. You should be able to do certain things with the mind and bend time and see things that other people will not be able to see, because man cannot operate on that level. That's why he's placed everything that's goodly outside of the world in material fashion and form. Whole time thou art rich. See? Okay? Even going back to where it says a man, and again, we can pull it up to see if they use a different term, will become more valuable than gold. Okay? It could use a different term, but okay? So when we're saying that these trees will be destroyed and all living things will be engulfed, who are the living creatures that were formed out of the earth and water? So their savior may be this person that has his foot on the earth and the sea. Possibly, if we were even going to go and say that this is actually occurring, where it's playing out in front of us. But again, what does it mean? Is it something with validity or not? So that would be somebody like a Donald Trump that wants to make America great again. Which means also, if you, if you would like to, you can break down that. I did it last night. Hopefully, maybe I'll put the video up today to break down those terms: "Make America Great Again" and "Black Lives Matter," since they've been the most relevant slogans that have been thrown around for the past 4 or more years. Okay. All right. And so we see here that the living things will be engulfed. Waters will be swallowed up by the land. See, now, is this talking about people going back to get their land, their heritage, their birthright? Is this talking about the patents that people are being able to accumulate? What is this talking about? Okay. This could be also on a literal term, using it literally, talking about waters are going to be, engulfed by the land, meaning that there's going to be some kind of landslide or mud flood or something shifting on the earth or earthquakes and all these things here. Okay. All right. Because I doubt, because I feel like it's not in our nature, and we haven't even been fueled up enough to go there. Again, I may be, misinterpreting something, that we're just going to go out and start slaughtering people of the water. See? And the seas will boil. So again, the seas are going to boil. Is that not what we see if we look at these people as a sea of people, or waters, or foreign entities? Do we not see them boiling, getting hot? And again, it's funny that they're using Trump in order to incite this anger. Okay. All right. So it says here, the heavens will burn brightly and redly. So again, this is talking about, are we talking mind? You know what I'm saying? Are we talking the red state of things with the Republicans and Trump? Again, people were wearing these red hats, right? Okay. Just like when we look at things like Black Lives Matter, they're carrying black palms in their hand, or pickets. So it says, there will be a copper hue over the face of the land. Now again, a copper hue over the face. When we talk about the face, this is also can be talking about the something that came before, or something that is in front of something, right? So us saying, 1828 dictionary, the copper colored people, right? Okay, because we're kind of, that's the hue that's over the face of the land. If we are the land, that's the energy or the frequency or the something that we've been speaking into existence, because it's so hidden, right? So again, we've come upon this, and we are making, like we were reading in the other scripture, that we are, what is it, uttering or saying these things, right? And it says, followed by a day of darkness. So again, they keep calling this darkness, dark. It's about the headlines. That is the trickery right there. Anything that goes mainstream or viral, anything, you be careful. Even if it seems like it's in the good of things, you have to be careful, because this is the way that they sow these seeds in your subconscious and in your mind, right? Okay, and the way you're going to perceive things. A new moon will appear and break up and fall. All right. So again, we have had there's always going to be new moons, but I'm just wondering about this whole conjunction in things that are following around that time, or even whatever happened on I think that was the 21st, but there was something else that happened with the new moon, I think around that time as well. But it says the people will scatter in madness. They will hear the trumpet, which Donald Trump's name means trumpet in German, and the battle cry of the destroyer. So the battle cry